My name is Shiloh Patrick. I go by Solo Sounds. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, by the way of the South Side, Clayco to be exact. And what do? I currently am finishing my 10th year teaching, and I also consider myself a curator, just facilitating music in different ways and letting my ear do the work and trying to put out good vibes.
Awesome. All right, so let's dig a little bit deeper into what you currently do. So you are finishing your 10th year as an educator.
Yeah.
We know that, unfortunately, it's rare for males to be in education.
All right.
Can you give us a little back history on how you even started?
Oh man, teaching in general. I never wanted to be a teacher, ever. Like, never wanted to be a teacher. But since I was young, I've always been around kids. Kids just gravitate towards me, from like teaching children's church, summer camp counselors, Boys and Girls Club. I've always been around kids, and to just keep me young and youthful. I mean, to be honest, I thought I was going to be a computer engineer. In high school, I was like, I'm going to Georgia Tech. I'm going to be a computer engineer, but that didn't pan out. It was a conversation I had with my mom. She was like, what you like to do? It's like, I like to socialize. And she was like, I don't think that's making money in too many ways. Well, I mean, people getting paid crazy to socialize now, but I always liked kids. So I gave teaching a shot and fell in love with just impacting the kids. So it's never been about teaching in general. It's just how can I impact the youth and make my mark and pour all that I have into the kids.
So you went to school for education?
I did. I went undecided my freshman year. Again, very indecisive. Anybody knows me, I'm very indecisive. But I chose teaching because I felt like I could be myself. I could be goofy, and again, I could impact kids. That's the greatest thing I felt I could do at the time.
So currently you're in Abu Dhabi. So your 10th year, so you started your career in the United States.
Yes.
Can you tell us about where you started, maybe some areas that you taught in, and then how you ended up in the UAE?
All right. I started in Jonesboro, Georgia, basically where I'm from. Basically trying to give back to my community type thing. And I taught 2 schools in Jonesboro, Clayton County. I taught at each school 3 years, and I also taught in Chicago for a year. And in that time of just teaching, like, I was burnt out, honestly. Like, 7 years teaching at that time, burnt out. I was burnt out year 3. And because I guess we don't get enough credit as teachers for what we do. It's a 24/7 job. You take it home with you, you bring it back to school with you. The paperwork's ever evolving. It's never going down. You grade some work, it stacks right back up. And the working in my community, in the lower socioeconomic communities, is taxing. It just takes a lot out of you. And I was being daddy, I was being nurse, I was being food. I was providing so much at such a young age that, I mean, I didn't know my parents that well. I knew a few parents. I don't want to, if anybody, my parents see this, I knew a few of you guys, but it was a large majority that I didn't know because it was just me and the kid. And it's taxing. It takes a lot out of you, and I just needed something different. So I have a friend out here that I was teaching internationally. I was telling her, like, I can't do it. Like, I'm done teaching. Like, I can't do it anymore. It's too much. And she's like, well, just try international. So I was like, a shot of hope and a prayer. Within like a weekend, I was hired over here in Abu Dhabi, and it's been life-changing. So that's
Can you draw the contrast? Because I've spoken to a few different teachers who maybe have taught in the States and have taught internationally now. What are some of the biggest changes that you've experienced in pretty much coming over here?
The biggest changes in education is not more academic, it's more just class. Back home, I was teaching in the hood, teaching kids that their first priority wasn't learning or academics at the time. It was, how can I eat? Do I feel safe? Do I have someone can I interact with people and not feel judged? It was so many other things going on in their lives other than education. And again, neglect from parents. Again, I feel like I've raised so many kids, like over 200 kids. And on the flip side, on this side, is that these kids have everything. They have the villas, the large mansions and Ferraris and everything else, and they don't have to want for anything. So these kids want attention. On both spectrums, they both want attention. It's just that on this side, they have more of a financial neglect and as well as parent neglect. And this side, they also have a parent neglect because their parents are always working. So, but I do have more of a relationship with their parents. I get to talk to them more. They're more involved. They're just more. It's more, what's the word? Not engagement, but I don't know the word right now, but they are present. That's the word. They're more present, so it makes it easier to facilitate a relationship with the kids, and that's probably the biggest contrast is the presence of the parents.
All right. So, you're an awesome educator, but we know that you have some other skills and talents. Can you tell us a little bit about what it is first, how you became interested, and we'll continue from there.
So, I'm very interested in the aspect of music. Music has been an integral part of my life for as long as I remember, from Saturday cleanups, from my mom's oldies, from like the Will Downings and the Rochelle Farrells she would play every Saturday. Phil Perry, to my older brother, Touche, from his late 90s, late 80s hip hop, Nas, Eric B. Rakim, those, and just be in the back of his car with the 315s and just rattling in the back seat. And then to my own sound. So it's just a merging of sounds that I've grown up and evolved into. So again, I consider myself a curator. I'm not a DJ, with respect to all DJs, but I'll be in the club or the lounge or the bar wanting to hear what I want to hear versus hearing the same songs and the same rotations and transitions. So I don't consider myself a DJ. I do mixes. I curate sounds. I facilitate a sound that I want to hear. And I'm basically an instrumentalist, I think, because I just listen to instrumentals for a long time. Started to wane off rap and hip hop and just listen to beats. So I have a huge respect for producers, being able to have all the knowledge that they have to create such a sound, a unique sound, because the sounds are changing, the genres are growing. And my respect to them, because again, in high school, I used to make music. So I used to produce music with my boys. We used the masterminds. Shout out to those guys. That's my family. And I just got discouraged early on. We went viral. We made a song called Swag Surfing. And YouTube, we had like 100,000 views. And the story, as it's told, is it FLY, what's the name? I don't know. I'm surfing. Swag Surf came out, and that was it. It's an old Negro spiritual now. It's played at everything. So I got discouraged. I didn't feel like I was good enough. I didn't feel like I was well equipped to produce or whatever. So again, I just stopped. Cold turkey, just stopped. And I feel like I don't regret anything, but I do regret that 15-year gap of not doing anything musically. I supported all my friends who do music, try to get them support their shows, promote their shows, and I felt like I was doing the A&R work, where it's just promoting my friends as a manager role or whatever. But I knew I have an ear for music, and I just wanted to find my way and where I fit. So Around 2016, I was creating playlists just for me. And people always ask me like, Shiloh, what you listening to? I hate giving what I'm listening to anybody else. Like, this is mine, this is my therapy, this is my time. And I just didn't like sharing it. So I think around 2016 is when I became more open to like, all right, this is what I'm listening to, tell me what you think. And just artists that are not known, just like, especially producers and artists that are not known, underground artists. And around 2016, I was with my great friend, my little sister, DJ Reese, who I'm so proud of. She basically like took me under her wing and just showed me like the controller of a DJ board and showed me how it works. And I wasn't confident, so we would both curate playlists, grab songs, and she would just do her thing. So we did that for a couple years. Shout out to Theo, the Sessions in Ohio, for really, he inspired me to so Theo Sessions, along with Soul Lecture, really like, I could do this. I could do what they're doing. Like, I feel like I have an ear, I'm just putting out vibes. And then just moving here, I had more time. I had more time to focus on myself and more time to pour into myself, because I'm so used to pouring into everybody else. So I just sat down, played with the board, downloaded songs, and I think 2018, December 2018, I put out my first mix. Now I go back, I'm in 20 mixes in now, and I go back and listen to that one, I'm like, dang, like, it sucks. Like, the music's great, but the transitions is disgusting. Like, please don't go back and listen to that one. But just practice. In my head, I think I'm a perfectionist, so nothing pleases me. Like, I did my best, but it's not the best. So I'm just now trying to evolve, trying to not perfect, but just get better at the craft of mixing, and trying to move on back into producing, which is a whole nother loop. And shout out to all the producers who have reached out on Instagram and all the other websites to just tell me to just start. Like, you just gotta start. And that's my advice to anybody, is to just start.
You said a couple keywords I want to just make sure that people have a basic understanding of. Could you break down the word curate for us?
Curate. So if you look up the word curator, it deals with somebody working at a museum or somebody that's facilitating music in some type of exhibition or a music festival. But I think a curator is just a creative, being able to see or hear things that somebody else wouldn't be able to hear, and to put it into a music form or some type of art form for people to enjoy. So that's what I take from a curator, and currently trying to find myself in some type of role in music to really let my ear do what it's done for me this whole time, and just provide some type of therapy. It's been, like, again, I said that earlier, but music has been my therapy my entire life. Like, it's my escape. I can sit here, look out the window, and people watch, and have music blasting for hours, and be in the most blissful place ever. And I just would like to share that with music that I find, or new artists, or anything, any capacity that I can get new music, because I feel like there's nothing better than new music.
So you're not being selfish anymore?
I am not being as selfish as I would like, but yeah, I'm trying to, again, put out good vibes.
So as we kind of segue, you are preparing for a transition now.
Yeah.
Can you tell us just a little bit about what transition that you're making, and why you want to make it, and why now?
Why now? All right, so after 10 years of teaching, I am deciding to stop and pursue, again, this field of music. And as scary as this transition has been, because there's no guarantee. I have nothing set up. I have nothing in place of a career, and it's the safety, the society puts you in a bubble to say you need a job, you need insurance, you need this, and you need that. And COVID really like put things into perspective. Being here quarantined for 4 months really put things, people losing their families and family members and friends, and the perspective of time has definitely changed. It's put me in a position to really go after what I want instead of being so timid and hesitant. Because if you ask me about, I supported all their passions and I'm there, but I think it's my time to turn that leaf and pour it into me. So after 10 years of teaching, I'm leaving it. I may come back years later, but hopefully it works out to where I don't, and try to do this music thing.
So COVID, how did you make it through COVID? What did you do?
If I'm being totally honest, I don't remember what I did. Days was running in together, especially with it being so strict. I couldn't leave the house, couldn't do this. Like, again, that's why I have hair now, because I can't go get a haircut. But I don't honestly remember. Days was running in together. The taught from a computer, that was draining, that was boring. Tried to work out in my apartment, run the flights of steps, that was getting old, so put on 28 pounds. It almost reminded me of being depressed, like around 2016, 2017. It's just like, what am I doing? Where is my life going? And that sucked.
So what helped you through that time?
I don't know. I don't know. It had to be God, because again, that time was stressful. It was like, what are you doing? Again, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Is this how you want your life to be? And again, remnants of like being depressed and comparing yourself to other people. And it was hard, especially being here alone. I mean, it was hard. It was definitely hard. And I think as terrible as it been for most people who's lost people, for me, it was more of a kick in the butt. Like, dude, you gotta do something else. You gotta do something else. You gotta put yourself out there. You gotta follow your dreams. And I remember telling my best friend, Drew, who at the time had just had a baby, Melody. I was like, I couldn't imagine having a kid and telling them to pursue their dreams, and I never did it. Like, I feel like it's being a hypocrite. Like, how are you gonna tell someone to do something you never did? So COVID did that for me. It's like, all right, stop. Time is of the essence. Like, you have no room for any excuses anymore. Literally, time stopped. And it just allowed me to say, before it's all said and done, I can say I tried. I can say I put my best foot forward. I can say I sacrificed for something that I dreamed and passionate towards, and gave it my all. And I'll be satisfied if with the success, if it comes, when it comes. And if I fail, I'll be satisfied to say that I tried. I put myself out there. I was vulnerable, and I did it. It didn't work out the way I wanted to, but I can say I did it. So, yeah, that's what COVID did for me. I don't remember how it was though, for real. Like, I don't. I sat on the couch, watched hella Netflix, and yeah, ate, ordered. Again, ordering here in Abu Dhabi, coming right to your door is not a good thing. But I don't remember how COVID was, to be honest.
Even with all the uncertainty that you do have, what are 3 tips that you would give somebody in your position right now?
Whew. 3 tips. 3 tips for somebody right now in my position. number one, I think, is to have a circle around you that supports you. Because it hasn't been easy. I've been wavering back and forth, like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm leaving this lifestyle that's comfortable, that's convenient, that's been safe, to go into something I've never experienced before. It was such an uncertainty. So having those strong individuals to pour into you, support you and encourage you, because it hasn't been easy. It's been some nights where like just tears. Like I don't know what's going on. Like I don't know what I'm about to do. Like, why are you doing this to us? My mind is like, what are you doing? My heart is like, you got to do it. My mind's like, nah, you tripping. Like, stay where you at, stay in your comfort zone. But that comfort zone is what I guess kills us sometimes. And I don't think I've been able to really be creative as I know I can be in this space. So that's number one. Have somebody in your space, your corner, your back to support you in whatever you're trying to do. Number two is to not beat yourself up. Because I guess for me, I'm my worst critic. And I've been beating myself up for a long time. And about any and everything. Second guessing myself. And never really truly like putting myself out there. Like scared to. Like honestly, like any criticism, any playing it safe is always been my thing. So taking a risk, jumping head first, not signing my contract was probably like the most stressful time. But again, just following my heart is what's been benefiting me in this process. So that's number two, follow your heart. Number three, it shouldn't have been number one. It's just to have some type of faith in God and his presence and allowing him to guide you. And as cliche as that sounds, like I really believe that God is always with me. I journal nightly, look up scripture to support my journals. And honestly, my faith hasn't been, in this process, hasn't been the highest as it's been before, but constantly just asking God to, he knows the desires of my heart, and just allowing him to move and trusting him to move me in that space is probably the best tip I can give, is to allow him to do his thing. I stand on Proverbs 3 and 5. And I would know it. I'm acknowledging him in every way. I'm expecting him to direct my path. So I don't know if this is what God wants me to do, but I know that the testimony that comes with it, I think will be beneficial for a lot of people. Because I have many more endeavors, especially with God and my faith being the center of like I want to create a book, and I'm writing a devotional. And curating music around that devotional, I think that's going to be my legacy right there. So those three things. What did I say? Number one was to have a good, because I can talk. Number one, have a good support team. Number two, follow your heart. Number three, have faith. Yeah.
Sweet. All right, so most important details now. Where can we find you? Where can we find your curated mixes? Where can we just get involved and follow you in this journey, in this process?
All right, so you can follow me on Instagram, which is Souloworldwide, SOULO Worldwide, and that's basically encompasses me and my travels, the music that I put out, and just funny and inspirational videos. I'm on SoundCloud under Solo Sounds. We're up to over like 30,000 streams, which has been cool to see, but I'm not doing it for like any monetary. It's just, I mean, hopefully money comes. But just for the love of music, for now, soon to upload to YouTube, Spotify, all those things. But Solo, you just type in SOULO, worldwide sounds. I'm on Twitter, but I don't tweet. That's a lot for me. But that's Souloss, Soulo, no, a lot. SOULXSS, I think. I don't get on Twitter. So if you find me, I'm there somewhere tweeting about music. And that's about it right now. Facebook, that's for my family and friends. But those, Instagram, SoundCloud, TikTok, I don't know. I don't know, but that might come soon, just to, again, put myself out there. Again, I'm not a one to put myself out there, but it's to come.